What's up, sports fans, and welcome to the Sports Opinions podcast, New York Jets Fantasy Focus. I'm your host, as always, Alex Cuesta. With me, as always, for the Jets Fantasy Focus is the Jet Press site expert, Louis Tirado Jr. What's going on, buddy?
Doing good. How about you, buddy?
Doing really well, especially after my Chris Herndon pick last week really turned out to go well.
Oh, yes. You did call it. You did call it before anybody else, and, man, he delivered. Too bad they didn't win, but it is what it is.
Yeah, when you can't convert a third down and the Vikings eventually start clicking with the third downs, that'll definitely doom you.
That's all she wrote.
So this week the Jets face another tough test. They have the upstart Chicago Bears, which I think are surprising everyone. Their defense is playing better than expected. Mitchell Trubisky is coming into his own. There's a whole bunch of weapons on that offense, so it's going to be another tough one for the Jets. This week, we both agree on who the fantasy player to march out there is for the Jets. Why don't you do the honors on letting everyone know who to pick this week?
With a lot of injuries at wide receiver and running back, it's clear person is only going to be Jermaine Kearse. He's yet to have a big game this season. He has like one or two little spurts, but for the most part, it's been non-existent. And I think with Quinton out for the next 2 weeks, I want to say, Powell unfortunately out for the rest of the season with his neck injury, that he's the only person they can go to. And I don't know if you guys heard, but Robbie Anderson is listed as doubtful. So who even knows if he's going to play or not? And if he does, what can he really do if he's hurting? I believe, what is it, Alex, an ankle injury, I think?
Yeah, he busted up his ankle. He's very doubtful, so they're probably going to be short there. They signed Rashawn Matthews. They have Burnett, who made his first career catch last week. I think we're going to see them relying a lot on Andre Roberts this week in the passing game as well because he knows the offense. He's been there. They're going to turn to Herndon, but I don't think he's going to have that effect because the Bears, I think, are like fourth best in fantasy against tight ends, so he is not a good bet here.
Oh, yeah. Nope, he's not going to do much. That's why I was thinking, what would Herndon do this week? And just like you say, hit the nail right on the head. The Bears are going to have him smothered. And no offense to Andrew Roberts, like who? I don't see him terrorizing the Bears. Yeah, it's wishful thinking for anybody to hope that he does anything. I hope he does, but like you said, it's going to be Kearse. He's the only one that has the experience, and he's the one that can be a playmaker. Look what he did last year. It's just I think with Robinson and Unwa playing how they did, he kind of got forgotten in offense. So I think this could be the week that he at least gets a touchdown or two and is worth starting, at least in fantasy. If the Jets somehow win, which I doubt it, that would be cool. And if they do, it'll most likely be to Mr. Kearse.
Yeah, I think at best, in a deep league right now, Kearse is a flex option. If you're not deep, I'd probably avoid any Jets. But my guy to watch out for, I know tight ends, they are tough on tight ends, but they're going to be keying in on Herndon. Don't forget Sterling is a good receiving tight end in the red zone. They might let Herndon be the decoy, and maybe Sterling might steal a touchdown this week. Who knows? Yeah,
I can see that. It's so hard to predict. I mean, this could be a game. I think it's going to be a very close, low-scoring game, mostly defensive-oriented. And like I said, who knows what can happen. But I think Kearse will probably have the best fantasy production out of anybody on offense.
Without a doubt. So, yeah, with that, again, both Louis and I are in agreement that Jermaine Kearse is the guy to go to this week for your fantasy pick for the Jets. And that will conclude this edition of the Sports Opinions podcast, New York Jets Fantasy Focus, as they take on the Chicago Bears this week. With me, as always, to do this, Louis Tirado Jr., site expert at the Jet Press. Louis, where can people find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at LTJ81 or same on Facebook at LTJ81. And as always, Alex, a pleasure. I hope we keep that consistently going, make it 2 for 2 with Kearse being the guy to start this week in at least a flex role. If you need a flex option this week, he might be your best bet.
Without a doubt. And again, I'm Alex Cuesta, host of Sports Opinions Podcast, Twitter and Instagram, _Quest30, Sports Opinions, Twitter at Sports Opinion 30, Instagram Sports Opinions 30. Obviously, we have our Facebook page, and go back and listen to us on virtually anywhere you can find a podcast. Once again, New York Jets Fantasy Focus, Sports Opinions Podcast. Thanks for listening. Have a good one, everybody.